It is December 4th, and I'm finally all caught up with the videos, mainly because for the last 2 weeks I didn't record anything because I had so many backed up from corn harvest and a little bit of spreading that I recorded actually. I just took a break, but we're all caught up. Plus we didn't have too much interesting stuff going on the last 2 weeks, so it wasn't the end of the world. All you guys missed was us splitting the feed tractor again, but it's still apart. Pulled this in last night. Has a big air leak, and this air tank right here, just behind one of the brackets, the one that's cut off, rust must have just occurred and it blew a hole through. This is the 5140. It is back in here because so this has the manual first, second, third, and fourth gear, and then the manual shuttle. So it has the 2 sticks. Not a big fan of it, just the bump shuttle is nicer. But this is the main feeding tractor because it has the turbo, a little bit more horsepower. So pulling up the main hill is nicer with this. So that's why it's the main one. But anyways, this right here is your shuttle gears. And then this right here would be your main gears. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Anyways, you can see right here, this little guy, we're splitting it because this guy fell off and it was sitting down in there. You can't see, but now this is, it was loose like this. And you have this, what is that? 1.5 inches of play out here on this part. So by the time it ran through the linkage system, that would be, oh, never mind. Those are all first through fourth gear, and this right here is your shuttle. Man, my bad. I forgot about the front half. So yes, first through fourth gear are bad. This right here was third. This is third and fourth. This is first and second. I forgot about the front linkage. Anyways, so it has to come through there. It doesn't travel 10 feet like this. It travels this little bar, or this one right here. So you have all that movement here, and by the time it goes from that linkage to that corner up and here, you couldn't actually shift it in gears anymore because it wouldn't. It would always just free fall, and then you couldn't get the in there. You couldn't get it to line up where it needs to. So I should put this back in here. So the reason that broke is because you can see right here, there's supposed to be a snap clip. It happened on the back one there. The very first time we ever split this last year was one of the main reasons why, because that one came off. Honestly, why we didn't fix put a new, oh, we did put a new clip on this one. It broke too. But when we put it together, this shaft right here, where's the other plate? Right here. We must have got some of the lock on the silicone. It somehow got in here, in one of these, and it just made it shift a little hard. It must be, it freed up pretty quick, like it was going easier, but that little bit of time where it was hard shifting must have broke this clip and it worked it off. Which sucks, but we're splitting that, and then he's putting some new bearings on since we're doing it. And then feed skid steer, Christoph yesterday. It ripped the whole bucket housing off, literally. So what he did is he welded it right to the bucket because it never comes off anyways. And then he stuck a threaded rod or bolt, I can't remember, cut it out and stuck it in there just to clamp it together on this side. That side was fine. And yeah, we fixed that. The bucket never comes off anyways. I'll make that easier. And outside here, we got the Black Western Star and the Diller. Christoph washed this Diller last week or so. But I'm gonna pull the tank off now real quick, and Philip is going to wash the truck. The white truck down there is already cleaned up and ready to get put away for the winter. We're gonna park this one for the winter. And Alex's truck's also gonna go under the shed for the winter. And then we gotta put the Ford that's sitting right there on the gravel box. I gotta put the heat exhaust on it at some point so it can heat the box, so stuff doesn't stick in the winter time. And Ferdy's truck runs the trailer all winter, so just some stuff to get done now. I'm gonna show how easy these things come off. So I got the back legs on. Now we'll pick it up, we'll put the front leg in. We gotta put the stainless tank right here. We gotta cut this propeller and nurse boom kit off of that and then scrap that tank, because that thing is paper thin. But we'll keep the boom system, you never know. Anyways, we got the tank that was opened up last time we used it, and washed and everything. We got all the legs on. It's not touching there, but I'm gonna set you onto this tank, and maybe you guys can just watch. I'll pick it up some more to get it to lift off the back. I'll get it sliding, and then I can put it down on the front legs. There. So the key to all of this, and I say this because it has happened on multiple occasions, remember to unhook everything in the back. We've had to redo the electrical on countless ones of these. Alrighty, so this will get washed, and then be ready to put away for the winter. Well, I just got done talking with Christoph. He was up here, him and Tyler, where they brought the, that's the 574. That one needs a head job. But no, it's mixing coolant. So what I just did, it's kind of dark right here. This light right here, it's the only one we haven't switched. I think we can't, Ferdy was saying, or we have to make it so it sits higher just so the door doesn't hit it. Anyways. I got the Bobcat up here, and it's been a problem on it for a little bit. I just haven't had time to fix this oil leak. Right on top of the tandem pumps, because in these Bobcats they sit sideways. The oil leak is coming out of both spots that drive. You can see this moving. Both seals kits are leaking. I had to replace one on the 60 like 6 months ago. So this kit is leaking. You see oil coming down because when they filled it with oil, somebody missed the hole. You'll have that. Anyways, and then there's supposed to be another plate behind it. That's on the wall because we had an oil leak on this we couldn't find for months. And we were trying, and every time we bring it up to the shop and look for it, we couldn't find it. This oil hose back here that runs the fan had a hole on it in the back. And it would only leak once you got it to operating temperatures, and it would kick the fan on. So it's actually a special hose. It has like a steel double 90, I think. It's on the wall, we have it here, but we got one made from Napa, but because that hose didn't have the steel 90s, we couldn't put that bracket on. It wasn't a big deal, but it's just, you know, skid steers are so compact. It's a pain in the ass to fix anything easily. Like when this thing was having overheating problems like crazy. Couldn't figure it out. You'd be running it, you'd be driving it, and you could watch the temperature climb, and then like on a 60-degree day, watch the temperature climb when you're just driving it, not even working it hard, and then you'd let it sit, but it's still running full throttle, and the temperature drove right back down. You start driving it. Ended up being the fan motor went bad, so it wasn't spinning fast enough. But it went because the main hydraulic line that feeds the pump, we had blow on us this is already like 5 years ago, and the guy that ran it out, the skid steer wouldn't drive anymore or do any functions. That's how dry it was. So it blew the tandem pump, it blew both drive motors, and we forgot all about that fan motor. So it blew everything, and then since we changed that, it fans a lot louder, and it doesn't overheat anymore. So if someone ever has an overheating problem and their radiator's cleaned out, very high chance it's this oil-driven fan motor right here. Not that bad to replace. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. You just pull this housing off right here, you drop it out, and you can do it all on the ground, and then you throw it back in. Not bad at all. But we're gonna get to doing this. I'm doing a lot of talking and not really any doing. I've got one side opened up, got that top plate off and stuff, and then as soon as I opened up this housing, it's upside down, but it sat on there like this. As soon as I opened that up, oil started coming. I gotta pull kind of like that. And at the looks of it, oh, that's not gonna stop leaking. Lovely. Okay, I'll have to figure this out. Awesome. Alrighty, to be continued. I got the first seal changed. Yes, it was leaking oil. We will have to add oil. So the first seal is this little flat-faced one. It goes underneath this plate. And then what you saw earlier pop up was the race, because this thing went a little sideways for some reason. I don't know, there must be tension in there. No clue. But it popped the race out, but I did the seal while it was off, and then I couldn't get the race to go down enough to put both plates on this one and this one. So I got it pushed in enough, and then I got the bolt started, so I worked it all the way back down with just the one plate. Now I gotta take it back off and actually change the main seal, this one right here. That's the main one that was leaking, but I changed the other one too because it came with the kit to rebuild it. And I'm doing one side at a time. As you can see, I didn't just rip both sides off. So I'm hoping when I open those bolts back up, if I don't record anything, it worked perfect. I just took it off, and then I'll record me changing out the seal on that plate. But yeah, I didn't really record much because I'm on my stomach in here, and it kind of sucks. I took this back off. It's actually after lunch, then I had to go do some other stuff. Help my dad with some stuff. But we're back. The oil's cooled down, so that probably popped out because everything was warm and expanded a little bit, and it popped out easy. Now that I was able to push it back down, it stayed in. So that other seal that I just changed, I don't want to put this down, but is this black one right here. It just sits in there. Change that one. That seals this plate so nothing can weep out underneath it. But I'm certain that when I saw the oil leak coming, it was from this one. And I thought I saw it earlier when I had it off. It had like a little, it wasn't perfectly round. Yep. The camera won't pick it up, but it needs to be changed, and that should fix our leaking problem. But yeah, I feel like it popped out probably because it was warm, because now that everything's cooled down and you can actually touch it without burning yourself, because I was not having a good time. It's probably why it came out. Alright, so we got this plate, and I should be able to, yeah, I've had it moving, so I turned the camera on. So there's a little lip, yeah, that way it can only go in one way. I should put the new one in and not put the old one back in. And I got the new one started. I'm literally just pushing it in with my finger until it's flush with that lip. I got a little bit more right here. This side's good, and yeah, it'll be in. Has a little bit of stuff in there. It just came with, I didn't add that. I put a little bit of oil on the outside just so that way it slipped in easier for me. I got this in. I actually had to put like some wood here and just force it in by using something soft, not metal, so I didn't break it. But it's good. We'll put that back on. My race didn't pop out for that bearing this time, so I'll slap this on like that. I'll clean that cover up, put that back on. I'll have one side bolted, and then I'll do the other side. I didn't want to rip both open and not know what I was getting into, especially if that race would have been really hard to get out, and I would have needed other parts. I would have liked to know before I tear both things apart. So, yeah, it's going not horrible, but time-consuming. Got a little bit of light glare there, but pop that on. Okay. And then we'll pop this plate on. I just cleaned it all. Oh, I don't want to hit it too hard because I don't want it to loosen up. Or if it does. There. Look at that. It just looks so simple on camera. Well, then honestly, I was cursing up a storm trying to get that race to pop back down for that bearing. I had a pry bar pushing this over, and then I was tapping on it lightly with a hammer to get it to start. And then once I got it started, I knew it was correct. Then I put that plate on, even though it doesn't get bolted till this is on there, and then I had to pry it while trying to line those bolt holes up because I was trying to push it to the side. But we got it. That's all that matters. But yeah, you see how this goes? And I'll have one side good. And it has a little plastic rubber that goes here just to keep dirt out. And I have a new one of those too. I got the, well, it's the left side if you're looking from the front back. But normally you always look from a machine from the back to the front. So it's actually, I got the right side back together as much as I want to right now. And to tear these apart, I'm gonna take the control lever that actually moves the pump. Then you got a top bolt right here, and then you have a squeeze bolt here. And now it'll come right off. Now I'm trying to use just the bar. That way I can show you how easy it comes off. But honestly, with one hand, it's a little harder. There. So that's all that looks like. Nothing crazy. Even the bushings are still all good. So nothing extra to change. So now I got some crud to clean off. Do that, and then I'll open up these 4 bolts. That's a 13 or a 1/2 inch socket. Get those off and take that plate off, and then do what I did here. And there won't be any oil this time because I already took care of that situation, or at least it took care of itself. I'll change the 2 seals on that side. The black little rubber that's right there, I put a new one of those on just in case it's stiffened because it's old. Because this has 8,500 hours or 8,700, something like that. Honestly, this is not a main skid steer on the farm. This does all the odds and end jobs on the farm because it's not the scraping skid steer and it's not the feeding skid steer. But it is the backup to both those jobs, and it just, any odd end, it does run every single day. It is the defacing skid steer and does the liming in the herds for the bedding. So it does do those 2 jobs, but other than that, it runs around and does random stuff all day. And it still gets a lot of hours, because we bought this when I had 500 hours. Whoa, must be 6 years ago? I could be wrong, could be more. No, it has to be more. Yeah, it has to be. It's like 8 years. I'd be lying if I knew the exact year we bought this thing. But it was very new. Yeah, okay, so It's a 2015, and it had 500 hours when we bought it. So what was it, 2017 we bought this thing? So maybe it was only 6 years. I don't know exactly what year it was. Maybe it was 2016. Maybe it was only a year old. Anyways, no one wanted it because it was a single speed and did not have AC. So we actually got a very good deal, and skid steers were still normal price back then, honestly. It's ridiculous now. But yeah, we'll get that done. And enough ranting. Alrighty, so you can see I took the top plate off. Crap everywhere. I'm hoping, I learned from the first time, not to have it, don't wiggle it too hard so I don't, look at that. Perfect. Oh, there goes my light. I do think, yeah, that race came out earlier because it was warm. No, it's coming out on its own right now. Look at that bullshit. You stay down, you little... Oh. Well, can't change it. I'll have to push it back down again. Yeah, you can literally watch it come up. Look at that. Pain in my ass. So what I had to do is, because it popped up so much, I had to take the pry bar here, pry that shaft over to the left a little bit, and then tap that plate, the bushing down, or race, I mean, just so I can put this plate on, because it worked last time. I still have the old center bushing in because I don't want to use a new one to be using that to pry it over, but I'll have to get one bolt started, because you're not supposed to, this isn't, these bolts have to be long enough for this plate and the top one that everything bolts to. But last time when I pushed it all the way down, it worked. So bear with me. I won't record it, but you'll see what you're seeing what I'm doing. I had to hit that race farther down because it popped up too much. I screwed it in too far. And then I'll get this pushed back down all the way. Take it back off. It should hold, even though it came out in the first place, but I don't know. Maybe there was oil behind it, and once you push it back, it stays good. I don't know. It worked on the other side, so we'll see. I got that plate screwed down, and you're probably going to be like, well, that's not going to work, because it literally just took it off, and the race popped out right in front of you when you took it off. I know. It doesn't make sense, but it worked on the left side. I don't know if there's just some oil that was still behind it, and that's why it popped out, but it stayed in there when I bolted it down and then took it back off. Maybe it's because I let it sit for like an hour or two because I had to go do other stuff, but it worked. So I'm hoping this side works. It's already going a lot faster on this side because I know what at least I'm doing. It's all new. But yeah, we'll see. If it doesn't hold down, I'll have to press it down somehow and get the normal plate on and do it all in one shot. But if it works like this left side did, it'll be a lot easier. So we're gonna take it back off. There goes my light again. We'll be good. Well, I just took it off. I'm gonna go change this old one out. This seal looks a little worse off than the other one. It's just not a perfect grip anymore and not as round as it should be. And that thing is just staying down there. So I don't know, it must have had a little bit of oil pressure behind it. But I already have the new seal right there and it's not coming up anymore. So clearly something that really doesn't make sense works, but it works. I'll change this real quick. I just showed you how I did the other one. I push it out with my fingers like that. Literally just my thumb. And honestly, putting it in is a little harder because it doesn't like to get all the way to that lip. But I'll get it. The last thing I gotta do is put this spring on. This nut. Where that goes is this spring sits right here on the side can just show you. I don't know if I showed taking it off. My light sucks. But it goes right here, like so. But it goes in the plate. And what that does is when there's blocks on the side right here and on that side, what the spring's job is to return both your driving levers to center. It's just spring loaded, so whenever you let go, they go back to neutral. That's that spring's job. I will have to compress it a little bit with my hands, and hopefully I can get it to start threads. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to squeeze it in the vise or something, because I can get it a little bit, and stick zip ties in there to get it to stay compressed while I put it in and then cut the zip ties off. Either way, it's gonna go on right now. I had to compress it. I tried. I could push it to where the thread started, but I couldn't hold it and get the nut started. So I got it compressed, stuck 2 zip ties in there. I think it's enough. I can go more if I need to. I saw this once on Facebook. Someone did it with a much more deadly spring, and they used a lot more zip ties. It's kind of stupid, but for a little job like this, should be good. And I can stick it in there, get that bolt started, and then just snap those 2 zip ties off. I got that spring in there. You can see it's behind all those hoses, so you can't really push hard. You get that nut right there in. So zip tying that compressed it enough. And a little bit I had to push, then I was able to. I didn't have to do the whole thing. This is actually done. It will need hydraulic oil, for obvious reasons that you guys saw when I took that first one out. But anyways, yeah, close it up, and I won't know instantly because there's oil there, so it can't be any worse than it was, because this thing was eating hydraulic oil because of those. But we had the seals here, but then, you know, to get the time to do the job, it's also hard. And my well, it's all done. They need it right now to go knock feet down, so just in the nick of time. Just gonna drive it out here for a second to make sure I didn't screw up anything important. Yes, this is H pattern, but all right, seems like it all works. There's an oil streak just because it drained a bunch. Whoa, what's up, dude? No, Birdie is working on some gate stuff that broke. We got a different battery in this thing. Damn camera pisses me off. So this is the new blower motor. I did put the date on there of when we're replacing it. It is the 4th of December. So the blower went bad in this because, well, because it's old. And then what also happened is it melted, right? It melted the relay where for the blower, somewhere in here.
In the back.
So I'll show you.
Hoping.
In a second. So which one is it?
In the back. It's in the back. I just saw sparks coming out.
So anyways, we have that new fuse panel. They hand that away. No, they do not. So before we have a fire hazard, since he already saw sparks there,
yes,
we're gonna replace that with the blower motor. Because right now it's getting cold, and no one likes working in the cold if you don't have to, and especially our dad when he likes excavating, and gotta have the warm cab, and for us too. He's over there actually, anyways. But we're gonna put this in. I got the panel out. Well, the cover. The air filter is right here. Just goes over it like this. Just sits on it. It's kind of weird, but you get the point. But we'll take this housing off. It just gets held in place by these 3 Phillips screws, or not 3, 5. And I gotta take this couple Phillips off here, it'll be good. Then unplug this cable. But yeah, that's how that's going. Yeah, and then we have an oil leak on the boom, and she'll be good to go. I got those 2 covers off. I gotta take these 4 bolts off still. But what I gotta do is I have to crawl back here. You can see what I'm laying on, and it's actually a pain. But I can't reach the plug-in, which is all the way right down there. I have to unplug it down there. Yeah, Volvo made that nice. And then I might just take this last of this plastic off to blow out the condenser and the heater core. That way they work good again. Because they might be plugged up a little, because I couldn't tell you the last time that got blown out, because we've never blown it out. And then, might as well show some of this operation. How's it going?
I'm taking the whole thing out.
Doing it the easy way?
Yeah, the 4 bolts, so we can take it all out. And then
On these Volvos, you can switch from cat controls and then, well, I call them John Deere controls.
somebody said shit splitter controls.
Yeah, people either go, you run cat controls or you run the farmer controls or this and that. Well, we do not run cat controls because I hate them. Everyone does. But you just pull this back and you can spin this valve right here to here, and then it senses it electronically and it switches the hydraulics over in that valve bank, so it changes how it comes out the back, and it works in the other style. I think it was switched when we bought it, right?
Nope.
Oh no?
No, it was cat. I was John Deere's.
Okay.
John Deere's when we bought it.
I think it's the better and easier one, but that comment right there will bound to get someone writing.
Shit splitter?
Shit spreader controls.
I heard that before, I don't know.
The guy we bought it from said that.
Was that? I'm not sure. It's definitely a little different. Hopefully this bitch is the same. Same fuses, just made a little different from the look.
Alright, I just had my head down there so I could see, and I got it unplugged. This thing will come out if I yank on it, but because I'm going to take this plastic off so I can get farther down to blow out the heater core and stuff, that's that bolt you see right there, one right there, and there, and it should just pop up, and then I can replace this blower and get that plug-in through out on the ground where I'm not half upside down leaning over this. So I'll take that out real quick. Alright, I got it loose. Oh my gosh, now I got zip ties and another plug-in over here. There's a whole community.
This is the same fucking board?
I don't know, you're the one who ordered it.
This is a fucking double board.
I gotta undo that zip tie and open up that board. Looks great. Why there's a zip tie on there is beyond me. So I was gonna take that out, like I was saying. I've about changed my plan 3 times. And then I saw I gotta disconnect one of the several computers this has, but I don't want to cut that zip tie and then open it and wonder why. So I'm just going to, I don't open it anyways, we're just gonna lift it to the side like I have to, and then I can get in there and we'll blow out that heater core. We'll do it like that. And Christoph here is switching fuses because the fuses they gave us, Christoph would like to complain for me.
I'm not complaining, but I don't like them.
No, you can't test them.
You can't test them. I guess you could. You gotta take them off, but you can't just test them. So
yeah.
I'm gonna put the old ones
That are good in.
good right back into the old system. So we have them.
These ones you can test right here on the top with a power probe if you don't want to pull every single one.
Connection.
Alrighty, so we got that hooked on, and I'm not completely done yet, but Christoph wanted to try it. Send it!
It is sending it.
Well, we're done for the night. It's like 8:30, but we got that working, you know. It's just a panel or two to put back on. Got an oil leak right here. This is loosened up for some reason. I don't think I ever showed it, but the jackhammer does work.
Yeah.
It will,
We'll pull that little tractor in, we'll pull the head off.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get these jobs done, but this might be a short video or medium. I don't actually know how long it'll be, but
gonna be a little more shop work.
Yeah, we're kind of
shop work and woods, but nobody likes the woods, so
everyone hates watching my woods video.
There's a few that like it, but not many.
Yeah. So. And those ones are honestly the hardest to make because we're in the cold, and the camera doesn't like the cold. At least the one I got. I need to get a different one anyways. I'm sick of this crap. I think this GoPro was a lemon from the start because it never was good. But anyways, put that on tomorrow. The parts are here for that 5140.
Tomorrow or the day after.
Okay.
Then we'll put it back together.
Yep.
Just show them what it was.
Yeah, and then I was explaining the back, and I thought that was one was first through fourth, and the back one was the shuttle. But then I went,
yes,
and I realized the front half was the shuttle. But yeah, it's all.
Those are the 4 main gears.
Yeah, the front half are the shuttles.
10 cents part. We're gonna weld the bitch on. But I think I know why. You remember that nut that loosened up on the outside, and I think that let that.
Well, that nut loosened up, and we had that.
The fork came over.
Well, oh, I forgot about the nut loosening up. But we had some of this Loctite stuff.
Yes.
Got in on that shaft, like I was saying earlier, and
I think when this nut is moved over.
Yes. So.
And then it was able to hit the lock, the clip in that.
So right here is a nut, and we're gonna make sure it's tightened. But when it first broke, nothing was working. So this locker was not even hitting the gears, and I had to tighten it, and it brought it back over.
But it still broke the clip, I think.
Yeah, because then it was yanking on it, and it was shifting hard.
I got this bang new. This one looks a little shitty. And then I think I got a couple things for that new.
Oh, we're way too good at splitting this tractor.
Actually went pretty fast, so hopefully a couple days.
It was like, I think in 3 hours we can have it out.
Alright, let's go.
But yeah, that'll end this video. Definitely gonna be a change. It's gonna be a change of pace in videos, and they're gonna be different kind of videos now again. So just keep watching if you want to. If you don't want to, you know, I can't make you.
No, I guess no, we can't.
I mean, I wish I could, but.
Nope.
Anyways, thanks for watching, and till the next one.